Hello super friends and welcome to DC TV Talk. This is the show where we talk all things Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow and Black Lightning. And in today's video we're going to be discussing the topic of why we are not getting a Supergirl The Flash crossover this season like we have the past couple of seasons with the the musical crossover and then the one before that. We don't appear to be getting one this season and I want to break down why. Also, if my voice is a bit shaky, I've just got done watching Fruitvale Station and quite frankly I'm a state, so I apologise for that. Tears rolling out of my eyes. So, over the past couple of years, ever since Supergirl was introduced onto the CW, we have had two crossovers between her and The Flash. We had the first one where it was in Supergirl Season 1, that one episode where The Flash came over accidentally, and that's how we kind of brought Supergirl into this new world. And then last season we got the Flash Supergirl musical crossover, which was extremely divisive. Some people loved it, some people hated it. I personally loved it because I'm a musical guy, but it was a very divisive crossover, but they are the two we've had so far, and many of us fans have been waiting for this third crossover to happen, because it normally happens around episode 18 or so, and we are kind of approaching that, and we haven't heard anything about it, so a lot of us fans have been getting worried if we're actually going to get one at all, and quite frankly, I don't think we are going to get one, and I think there is a reason for that. People have been theorizing why, but I think there is a more definitive reason where you just look at the facts about what's going on with the show. And this has nothing to do with the Flash necessarily, this is more of a Supergirl thing. Obviously, if you remember a while back, kind of earlier in the year, Andrew Kreisberg, who's of course a main writer and also just a major player on the Supergirl front, was of course fired from the CW due to allegations of sexual misconduct. And that, of course, caused this massive shake-up for Supergirl Season 3, as Supergirl's been on break for a pretty long time now. It is coming back in a couple of weeks' time, but it has been off for a very long time, and that is why, it's been on this massive break, which in theory means that this, Supergirl is kind of going to be out of continuity from the rest of the other shows. So what I mean by that is The Flash and Supergirl are not going to be running side by side anymore like they would have done last season, because now what's going to happen is Supergirl is starting episode 14 in a couple weeks time, and The Flash will be on episode 18 then. So it's kind of completely out of sync, and I think that is why we will not be getting a crossover this season, because it's simply too difficult to do at this point, as they are too far afield, and I think that is a big reason as to why. Now, I know this is going to be very sad news for a lot of people, because obviously we all love the Flash and Supergirl musical crossovers, or just the regular crossovers, sorry. We all enjoy that, and obviously Supergirl and the Flash have always played off very well with each other. Grant Gustin and Melissa Benoist, they did know each other previously, as they both came from Glee, and I think that the crossovers between those two were really well put together, and they work really well because of those two kind of leading the packs. And the fact we're not getting one this season is very, very upsetting. I know I did a video a long time ago about the potential storyline that could be going down for this crossover, and I really wanted to see that happen, but it just, obviously we're not going to get one this season, at least not that we know of. And even if we don't get one in the next couple of weeks, we're definitely not going to get one from then on, because it's too close to the finale then, so what's the point? So I feel like the reason behind it all is that obviously Supergirl has had its massive delay, so it's not running concurrently with The Flash, which means it's completely out of sync and almost in a completely separate timeline to what's going on with The Flash, Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow, which means it's going to be on its own separate thing. Supergirl is going to end up finishing far later than The Flash will, and that means that because they are not running concurrently and not running side by side, they will not be able to be crossed over, because again, they're not going to be running concurrently. If Supergirl never actually got this delay, and if Supergirl kept running along, obviously this would never happen because of what happened with Andrew Kreisberg, but if in an ideal world, if none of that actually happened and they were able to go side by side and run smoothly, then I feel we probably would have got a Flash Supergirl crossover this season, but we didn't. It is quite strange though, as we also, going back to The Flash, we never got a Flash two-parter this season. And you know what I mean by that, in Flash Season 2 we got the Earth 2 storyline, in Season 3 we got the Gorilla City storyline, but we never got one for Season 4, and I don't know if it's related in some way. I imagine not, but they always ran pretty close together. Like if you look at last season, the Gorilla City episodes was episode 15 and 16 if I believe, and then the musical crossover was episode 18, so they were literally very close together, so I don't know if that's related in some way. Maybe it's just a little theory I just thought of then. Now of course you can break up the point that perhaps they just didn't have one planned this season, they never were going to do one this season, and that's why. But I just find it pretty suspicious that the CW has always kind of kept its traditions. You know, you always get the crossover, like the big crossover every year, which just gets bigger and bigger with the more shows we add and the more characters we get. And then we've had the, you know, like the two-parter episodes on The Flash, and then we get the, you know, the Flash and Supergirl crossover. So it just seems strange that that's just not happening. And like I said, it could just be the case that they just didn't have one planned and one written this season, which they just, you know, they didn't have a place for it, which is fine, that's fair enough. I just feel like there is a reason behind it, and everything I've just explained is why I believe it won't be happening. So what do you guys think about the fact we won't be receiving a Flash Supergirl crossover this season? I mean, are you sad about it, or are you fine? I mean, I'm pretty much indifferent. I mean, it would have been cool to see another crossover, because it's always fun to have a crossover, but I'm not going to be lost without it, you know what I mean? I think it's perfectly fine if we don't get one. Yeah, it would have been nice, but hey, what can you do? But also, if you are sad about it, what would you have liked to have seen in it? What characters would you like to have seen crossover? Because I still want to see, because as far as I believe, as far as I remember, we've never seen Cisco and Winn actually meet. I really want to see that happen. And what storyline would you like to have seen them go down? Would you like another musical crossover, or would you want to, you know, something a bit more similar to Season 1, where it's just one helping out the other? Tell me in the comment section down below. So thank you guys for watching this episode of DC TV Talk. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, it'll help me out a lot, and share this video with anyone and everyone you know who loves DC TV and get them to join the community. And as always guys, please subscribe for all of your latest content on Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow and Black Lightning. And with all that said guys, I hope to see you again in my next video.